Hi, my name is Nicole Fiore, and I roller skate. You know the old school roller skates, two in front, two in back? Yeah, those ones. I'm going to be teaching you how to roll and entertaining you along the way. Come roll with me. Hello! Today we are going to work on sliding our turns. I currently have outdoor wheels on. I have the Atom Pulse wheels, which are amazing for outside. They pretty much go over, I wouldn't say everything that you come in contact with, but a lot. They're very soft, very big, so they just roll right over pebbles and stuff like that, which is amazing, especially because I have never worn correct or appropriate outdoor wheels before in my life, which is pretty wild to think about because I've been skating for 28 years. But here we are, quarantine. The rink has been closed and I have been skating outside a lot, so I got these bad boys on. Anyway, I want to talk about turning in certain wheels. So I cannot really slide a turn in these wheels. I will show you. This floor is typically pretty slippery. If I try to slide a turn, it grabs the edge really harshly, which can be really scary if you're not used to balancing on a really hard edge. So I don't really recommend trying to slide turns in wheels like this, big, gummy, soft outdoor wheels. I wouldn't necessarily train sliding your turns in wheels like that. I would, however, recommend, I wish I had them in a more glamorous package, but I would recommend like fame wheels, sugar grip fame wheels, which is what I typically wear. I prefer to do choreography and stuff in smaller wheels, slicker wheels like that. So I want to talk about the difference between skating in these wheels and those wheels. So I will be switching into those in just a bit. I want to talk about sliding turns. No matter what turn you're Kevin is playing with a toy in the corner. Sorry if you can hear her. No matter what turn you're doing, I think it is smart to train to slide the turn. Of course, if you're not being judged on your technical abilities for like world skate and stuff like that, then sliding the turn is not important, but it is very satisfying when you can figure out how to slide a turn. Let's talk about a regular 3 turn. Let's start with that because that's your typical turn. That's what most people will be doing. So if you're doing a 3 turn, say you're going forward to back. I know I've talked about this in specific tutorials. Hi, Freddie. I normally don't film at night and it's night and they're both very active right now. You don't see Fred that often because he normally doesn't bother me when I'm filming, but this is Fred. This is Kevin's brother. He's the friendly one. He's definitely more camera shy than Kevin. Forward to back 3 turn. If you're not going to slide your turn, you are most likely going to lift your back wheels when doing a 3 turn. So on sticky wheels like this, you would lift that turn, lift the wheels. No matter which way you're turning, if you have sticky wheels, let me try to slide it. It works in here, kinda. But forward to back 3 turn, you are most likely going to lift your heel wheels like this. Here, lift, there. Not super high, that was probably extravagant. Here, lift, boom. To slide the turn, you have to figure out what edge you are starting on and what edge you are going to finish on. So a 3 turn is actually quite difficult to figure out how to slide it, even though that's the first one we teach. It's a bit complex because you're going from an outside edge to an inside edge or an inside edge to an outside edge. So in order to slide the turn, you have to shift your weight from one side of your skate to the other side of your skate. For instance, I'm going to do a right outer forward 3 turn. So I am on a right outer edge. I'm gonna rotate and end on a right inner back edge. So partway through that turn, I'll show you like holding onto this if possible. Partway through that turn, you have to shift your weight from your pinky toe to your big toe. Kinda. I specifically start it on my pinky toe, but then when I shift my weight, I press more like right here not specifically the big toe, you make a 3 with your 3 turn. So literally your skate goes like that. So as you turn, if I'm gonna do it like really edgy, outer, inner. Even if you don't worry about the free leg, same thing. Okay, now let me do a few more. I will try to slide it and then I'll show you it hopped. This is what it would look like hopped. So I'm only lifting the back wheels. So I'm basically balancing for a split second on my toe wheels. I can't really like balance like that, so there's no real way to practice that, like the balance of it. You just have to lift and do it. I personally put quite a bit of weight in my free leg. I really use my free leg to control. So if I'm really focusing, even if I'm hopping the turn, if I'm really focusing, I pull that through to pull my momentum for the turn. I use my free leg a lot to help me. Okay, I'm gonna change my wheels so that I can show you the actual slide and we can talk about the sliding technique. A lot of people have been asking me like, hey, I know you normally skate in Fame wheels. Have you been switching your wheels back and forth because I've been skating outside so much? And I'm like, no, I've honestly been too lazy. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am quite lazy when it comes to my skate equipment. That is something I should be better at, but I'm just not. Never have been. Maybe I will be someday, maybe not, who knows. But I don't switch my wheels that often. So for instance, if I'm in the rink, I need to change my wheels if I'm gonna demonstrate anything for my competitive skaters, because they have to slide their turns and stuff like that. Can I use a spacer in this? I wonder. I normally don't. Will it go on all the way? Yeah, cool, okay. We're learning new things. So yeah, if I want to demonstrate any actual sliding of turns in the rink, I will need to change my wheels and put either indoor wheels or these wheels on. These ones are way grippier. And it's more dangerous, honestly, to try to slide a turn with really sticky wheels because it does tweak a bit more of the ankle. I think there's more possibility for injury because even if you're doing the technique properly, it's like it yanks your edge. So it's a little scary. It kind of puts pressure on different parts of the ankle that I'm not used to. These wheels are so dirty. Wow. I am obsessed with turns. World Skate is the new system in competitive roller skating internationally, and it's all about your turns. If you don't slide a turn, you don't get credit for it. And if it's not on a pure edge, you don't get credit for it. So because I have been using this system for a few years now, I am quite obsessed with edge quality and the quality of the turn. So that's really what I love to work on and what I personally love to work on. I think because I've been coaching this for so long now, I think I could do it now. This may make no sense to whoever's watching this, but if you're a competitive skater, you know what I'm talking about. Or maybe not, actually, if you're new. But back in my day, not even that long ago, but quite some time ago, you didn't have to slide your turns. Like, obviously it's better if you did, but you didn't have to slide your turns. So this whole concept of like, you're not gonna get credit for a turn unless you slide it was new to everyone when World Skate came around. That's how it should have been done all along, but it's just not how it was. So it took me teaching and working on it and working on it and working on it due to my teaching to actually get a grasp on it for my own skating. And now I think if I like came back to competition, I think I could do it. I think I'd be really competitive because teaching actually makes you a better skater, I think. I think I'm a better skater now than when I was training because now I'm training other competitors and seeing all the things that I could have made better in them, I see the mistakes that I used to make. So it's really interesting. It's aggravating as well, because sometimes you're just like, let me just show you how to do it. And that's not how it should be necessarily. Like, every skater is different. Some skaters can naturally just slide turns. They know exactly where to put their weight. Some skaters are just not naturally like that, and they have to train really, really hard. I was one of those skaters that had to train really hard. I had 3 brothers that skated, and one of them, my youngest brother, was just, well, they were all very naturally talented, but my youngest brother, he was a freaking rock star just naturally. He didn't practice nearly as much as he should. And he got like, I think the best he got was 2nd place at the World Championships, like with barely practicing. He trained, he did train a lot, but sorry, Brett. He knows. I'm not even being mean. He knows. He's gonna watch this and be so mad at me. Actually, no, his coach is probably gonna watch this and be so mad at me. It's the truth. I tell the truth. Okay. Ow. My hands are dirty. Wow, I haven't had these on in so long. They're so much smaller. My balance is all over the place. Okay, wow, I haven't slid a turn in like a month. Okay, so sliding turns. You have to have wheels on that are slick enough to slide. No matter how good you are, if you have a very sticky wheel on, you're not gonna be able to slide a turn that often. So you wanna have a wheel that is slick enough to turn. My favorite wheels to skate on are 92s. For my world skate people, I do suggest a 95 because it is easier to slide the turns, and basically you have to be on you have to know how to control your edges in order to not slide anyway, so you should be fine on a 95. Listen to the difference between this. The other ones you heard. Now this one, you can hear all the wheels. Isn't that so satisfying of a sound? Oh, whenever I'm teaching and I actually slide a turn, when I'm just like talking and demonstrating something, I stop and go, ooh. Okay, so sliding a 3 turn. What this means is that all of your wheels are going to be on the ground, and you will slide the turn and you'll hear that swish sound when you do it. Depending on the floor you're on, like if you're on a floor like this, you'll hear it. If you're outside in my garage, if you remember, if you've watched all my tutorials, when I used to skate in the garage, it would make this squeak noise. Ooh, it was so cringy, but it meant that I was sliding my turn. So it was a good thing, but it was a bad thing. Anyway, all the wheels are on the floor. If you lift a wheel, it'll sound like this. A thud. If you slide it, it'll sound like, ooh. If you're doing it edge to edge, then you will need to pinpoint on your outside. Keep the pressure centered in your skate when you slide it, transferring to the inside without doing too much. You don't need to press really hard outside, really hard inside, because you don't want to pull the turn. You want it to just be outside, switch inside. And like I said, I use my free leg a lot, so you pass it as you're turning. You can slide a turn not on an edge, kinda, on a very small edge. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm not really doing a hard outside to inside. I'm just kind of pressing in order to slide it outside, even inside. I'm leaving little dirt marks on my floor. Gosh, skating ASMR, it's the thing. So smaller wheels like this that are slicker are easier to do close footwork with, in my opinion. So even like crazy legs and stuff like that, on smaller wheels, it's easier. You just have a little more mobility. I wish I knew more about that to explain it in further detail, but I don't. So if you do, please let me know. figure out whatever turn you're doing, you need to be pressing from one side to the other side. 3 turns and brackets go from an outside edge to an inside edge, or an inside edge to an outside edge. I will do further tutorials in the coming weeks of 3 turns versus brackets and rockers versus counters, but I wanted to talk about sliding the turn to begin with. I do suggest holding on to something when you're first starting this, lifting it, even if you can't lift it a lot, having it here, placing it here maybe, and sliding it, just getting that feeling of, if you are able to slide it, like I said, if your wheels are too sticky, then you won't be able to slide it. You'll have to lift and hop it. When I say hop it, I don't mean hopping it like that. I just mean lifting the back wheels, or if you're going back to forward, you would be lifting the forward wheels. So let's talk about back to forward real quick. Back to forward turns, if you will hop it, you're gonna lift the forward wheels like that, and it'll make that same thud sound. If you slide it, it'll be like that. So I'm pressing on my outside, shifting to the inside. So outside on the right side of my skate, shifting inside on the left side of my skate. You just really want to aim to hear that swoosh sound. So if you're not super serious about hitting your edges, you just want to be able to slide the turn, just keep practicing, listen to the sound of your wheels to see if you can hear the, oh, it's so fun. If you are a world skater, I'm explaining this in very broad terms, so you do need specifics for your edges and your sliding of the turns and everything in between. That is like, you need specific instruction for each turn, which I will get to. Like I said, I'll do tutorials on 3 turns versus brackets and rockers versus counters. I know I've done this before, but I want to show you specifics on each turn. So yeah, happy turning. I know this will open so many questions, but I wanted to show you the difference between those big soft wheels and the smaller, harder wheels and what you can do with them. So I appreciate you watching. I will see you later. Well, that was fun. It'd be real tight if you like this video, and hit that subscribe button while you're at it. Okay, bye. Wow, I haven't had these wheels on. I feel like I can do turns are so much easier. I should have done my 1 foot class in these. Okay, I need to eat dinner.